Hey guys, I don't know if this is working. Um, I guess we'll see. I don't know what we're doing. We're trying to get things figured out. So yeah, this is the control room. I don't just want the control room, I want the chats. How do I open the chats? Hmm. We're getting everything set up, you guys. If anybody is watching this, we are getting everything set up. It's not showing what I want it to show. I'm sure there's a chat. I can't see it. So give me a sec. Well, that is not what we were hoping for. Ah, it says there's an open chat. I don't know that there is, but we're just going to do this because then I can see it. It says chat rate 1. There's no chat. So yeah. Not really sure what it's talking about there, but we'll see when we get some chats. We'll know. Anyways, yeah. So welcome into the live, you guys. Welcome, welcome. I don't know how many watchers we're gonna get. Hopefully we do get some watchers, but I don't know. I don't know, and we'll just see. I'm not trying to force it too much, but we'll see how many live watchers we're getting. And yeah, we'll just hopefully we get some live watchers. Right now it says we don't have any views currently, which is fine. It's fine that we don't. Average view duration is 3 minutes. It's counting me as a viewer. I know that for sure, but I'm not a viewer. It's just me. It's just me. I'm definitely not a viewer, but that's okay. Well, I mean, if it's gonna count me as a viewer, that's fine. Because if I get view time for that, I will be happy. I don't know how this is gonna go. So hopefully you guys are tuning in and you can see me. Comment down below if anybody watching can hear me clearly, if the audio sounds good. Like, please feel free to let me know. Because I would like to know what the audio sounds like. Woohoo, we finished this round. Woohoo! Next round. It's definitely counting me as a viewer, but that's okay. I don't know why. Oh, it's saying 0 views now. It was counting me as a viewer, I swear. Which was good for the algorithm and whatnot, but it's fine. I'm using this really cute purple color, you guys. It's a mercerized cotton, and I love it. I love the color. The sheen that this has is really, really beautiful, and I love it so much. I love it so much. I absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful color, and I really do love it. Like, I absolutely do love it. Mm. I don't know if this is working or not. We will find out shortly. We're switching accounts. Oh, I am live. It's saying I'm live. It's saying I'm live. Hi, it says bonjour. I didn't even see your comment. Oh, bonjour. Bonjour, that's great. Hi. I just didn't know that you were here. I wish I could make this chat bigger. Like, I really wish I could. Don't forget to give this video a heart as well. Do you guys notice anything different? I mean, I'm really hoping that you guys do. Let me know how the audio quality is. Like, I hope that it's decent. It's nice that you're here. Thank you for tuning into this video. Rudy, thank you for tuning into this video. I'm really glad that you're here. And this is really nice. We have current viewers 1. You're still here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry if this is a little far away. I'm trying to get accurate video footage. So if it's too far away, we can always adjust. What have you been up to lately? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Do you know what I'm working on? If you watched my last live stream, then you would know what I was working on during that live stream, which is the same thing I'm working on now, but I undid it and I am redoing. And I took a break. Also, I did want to mention that my vlog that I made is still going to be posted. I am just very bad at editing. I am learning how to edit, and once I feel I have the editing to a point where I like it, then I will upload it. So we are working on that for sure, and that's what we're doing. I just really love this color of yarn. It is such a nice color, and I'm just here for it. I'm just completely here for it. This color of yarn is really fun. I absolutely love how this yarn is working in my hands at the current moment. The skein seems to be better quality than some other skeins I've used, and so far we like it. So far we like it a lot, actually. So yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go live because my computer is 38%, so we will see. I am going live from my computer using my phone as an external camera. So that's the setup that we'll be using. So yeah. Or that's the setup that we are currently using. This looks like it's getting pretty big. Like the circle on this is getting decently big, so I'm thinking we're gonna stop here after this round. I don't know. And in case you're wondering, I do have a test for this to determine if the size is big enough. I think this will be big enough. I'm not 100% positive, but I really think it will. But again, we will have to test after we finish this round. I know that this round is needed, but whether or not we're going to do more, I don't know. Sorry, guys. If you hear me coughing, choking on life, I do that a lot. I just need to make sure I'm doing this right. We're more than halfway done with this round, so that's pretty nice. I'm really glad that I can make this live stream. Oh, I wanted to make sure my mic was on. Can you guys hear me? Like, leave in the comments below if you guys can actually hear me good. I need to know if you guys are hearing me good or what the deal is with that. We just have a couple more increases before we're done with this round. I think maybe 2 or 3. And then I'm just going to verify that we did this round correctly. And then if we did it correct, the math will be right. I just have to look at it, look at the visuals and see. And as long as it looks right, then I can go to the next phase. Well, I might be able to go to the next phase. I don't know if I'm doing another round in this format or if I'm going to the next phase of the project. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. But again, I have to kind of test it to see. And until I can test it, I won't know. And I can't test it until after I'm done with this round. I just gotta make sure I put all the increases where they need to go. So the way that I do it is I just go along this round visually and look. Are the increases where they need to go? Because there's visual kind of reminders that tell you, oh, there's where the increase needs to go. You don't really have to count. You just look, and you can physically see if the increases are where they need to go. The only problem with that is it's easy to skip some if you're not really paying attention. So you do have to pay attention. You have to visually be looking and make sure. So we are finishing the last increase of the round. So there should be for this round, I believe there should be 3 stitches in between each increase. Let me just verify. 1, 2, 3. Yes, except I forgot to do an increase. Right as I'm talking about not forgetting to do an increase, I forget to do an increase. Look at me. I'm forgetting. Yeah, so it looks like there are 3 stitches between each increase. And since the beginning of the round starts on an increase, the end of the round will end on however many stitches are in between. So that's the way that this particular pattern is working up. So your ending stitches are the stitches, is the stitch count that you need in between each. So if you have 3 stitches in between each of your increases, that means you'll end with a remainder of 3 stitches, which will put you back at the beginning, which is an increase. So you'll work an increase, 3 stitches, and then you'll be back at the beginning. And that's how it is. So like if you were to do another round in this particular pattern that I'm making, it would be every 4. So that means you would do your last increase, then you would have 4 single stitches, and then you'd be back at the beginning, which would be an increase again. And that's kind of how that works. And then for the next round, if you were to do another round, same thing, except it would be 5. So you would do your last increase, then you would have 5 stitches, and then work, and then you'd be back at the beginning, which would be an increase. And the particular method I'm doing is actually in numerical order. So it goes literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From 1 to whatever number you stop at is where it starts. Well, it actually starts with increasing in every single stitch to get us started. Every single, every other, every 2, every 3, and then if you keep going, every 4, every 5. So you get it, right? It's numerical order. So that's, but it starts with every. So we're just going to make sure I did this correctly. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, yes. 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 Yep, that's right. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be doing another, I don't know if I'm going to be doing another round. Like, I don't know. So in order to find out if we're doing another round, is we're going to test it. Some people might not approve of my testing method, but this works really good for me. And I find for my head shape, this works because we're making a hat. And you're probably wondering what type of hat we're making, a kind of pretty bucket hat. So this is the Meridian Mesh Bucket Hat. And it actually starts out being made the exact same way as the bag. The exact same stitch count. It's worked up a little different, but it's gonna look similar. So we have, if you include the stitches in the magic ring, as the first round. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't include that, we have 4. That's what we have. So the way that I like to measure my hats is this flat piece has to be half the size of the top of my head, roughly. Give or take a little bit, depending on the shape of the hat that you're making. That is how I do it. And I personally don't like to do measuring tapes because you kind of need someone else's assistance. Because when you put the measure tape up there, who's gonna see it? You would need a hand to like camera over and be like, oh, that's what the numbers are. I don't like to do that, so I just take my piece that I have and I stick it on my head. And sticking it on um, my head, this is how I determine if it's big enough. Now, there are some shaping rounds we're going to be doing, so I don't want to make this too big. But you just hold it up and you place your head in front of it, like your camera or a mirror, and you determine, is this flat circle roughly half the size, give or take a little less or a little more, of the top part of your head? And if it is, then you know it's big enough. I am thinking we're probably good. We probably don't need to do more. And you're probably thinking that's tiny, but we're not done with it. So I'm gonna call that good. And we're gonna count our stitches. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 50, 59, 60. So we are at 60. So we have 60. So I'm going to get out my calculator and we're going to, 60 is divisible by 4. So that's what we need. So we need 60 divided by 4 equals 15. Okay. So that means we need 15 stitches between each shaping piece. But we're going to start with a shaping piece. So, because the shaping piece that we're making is adding more stitches, that's why we stopped the flat part a little earlier, because we're not done. And we don't want to make it too big. This may not work. This may be too small. We may decide that this is not going to work. But we're going to test it because I'm designing this pattern on the slide frame. So we already know what math works and what math doesn't. We just have to decipher if this is going to work or not. And hopefully it does. I don't know what the heck is going on here, so we're trying to fix it and it's not working. This is like not working. I like don't know what we're doing here. Okay. I think we've figured it out. We're just gonna do the first couple stitches. Okay, we did it. Perfectly. We did it. We have no viewers, do we? It says views, 1 concurrent viewer. Okay, well, hopefully we get some live watchers. That'd be great. Okay, we got it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So I'm just going to make sure that it's right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because this round is very, very crucial. Okay, so we did that. Now we're making a corner in the next bit. Now we might do this round and discover that it's not going to work. It's going to work mathematically. I'm certain of that. The math isn't the doubt, it's the size. We may find out that we need more circle runs because we're not doing as many square shaping runs like we did in the bag because we want it to be a hat. So we just kind of want it to have some kind of similarity to the other pattern without it being too boxy because then it's just going to look like a bag. We don't want that. So I think we may do 1 or 2 rounds of square shaping, no more than that. And whether or not that's going to be enough after all of the, circular rounds, I don't know. Again, this is trial and error because I have never done this before. And my computer is yelling at me, telling me it's low battery, which isn't good. So we're gonna attempt to fix whatever issue we got going on. I don't know how this is gonna play out, or if this is even gonna work at all. Oh my gosh, it barely works, but it works. I didn't think this would. Okay. I don't know how many stitches we've done. I've got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're at 10 so far. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're at the 15 that we need. Actually, I'm going to do back to here because the stitches are kind of loose. So where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at 5. I like tighter stitches. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're good. We're good, I think. We're just gonna be kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15. Yep. So we're good. We got 15, so we're good. Okay. So we're doing our third corner in stitch number 16. Now is this going to work? Mathematically, yes. It still might be too small. So we'll test. And if not, we'll just undo and adjust. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so next patch, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're going to double count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. So we are working our last corner. And the thing I really like about the way I designed this particular pattern, especially the bag pattern, since it's basically based off that, is everything's done in spiral. When I do the corners, there's no join seam, which I really, really like that because I don't like a join seam of any kind. So you just go straight into it. So like we're finishing our last corner, but you can look at it and be like, but you're not even at the end yet. We're finishing our last corner, we're not even at the end yet. That's because the particular way that I design these patterns, this particular one, is you end on a remaining amount. You start on an increase, you end on a remaining amount. So however many stitches are between your increase, that's literally what you end on. So for instance, this particular piece, there's 15 stitches between each corner. So that means I would end with 15 stitches remaining. Because we started with a corner. We went straight from the circle straight into putting a corner into that first stitch. Meaning it's all done spirally and there's no join seam. So there's not a huge height jump, if that makes sense, that you have to achieve. You don't have to like slip stitch up to anything, which I prefer. See, because you can see the corner. The corner just looks like it's part of the circle. See what I mean? You don't have to like stitch up to it to get to it, which I really like. So we're going to test this. after we're done by putting it up on the head, seeing how we feel, seeing if we think one more round is going to be necessary, or what we can do if doing another round is going to shape it too much to be too much like a square and still be too small, or if it's going to be perfect. We don't know, because this doesn't look very square yet, and it's not going to for a few rounds. But we don't want it to look super square. What we want is it to somewhat resemble the squareness of the bag without going too square, because again, we want it to be a hat, not a bag. So we're working the last stitch of the round. So we're going to count. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we only have 11 on one side, which is not good. I mean, something went wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. And then the increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 4 stitches wrong. So I'm not sure why. Hi, we're designing a new pattern, and we're figuring out why it's wrong. Like literally why it's wrong. Because we don't know why it's wrong. We are designing my brand new Meridian Mesh market tote, and we're trying to figure out what is wrong about it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So we're at 60. Okay, so if we do an increase here, and then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We do that there, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do the increase there, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Put it in the 16th, yeah. And then you end on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is wrong. But the calculator says it's right, though. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, Oh, wait a minute. So if we do the corner here, and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So in the 15th. Okay. Then we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've figured it out. Ta-da! I figured out the issue, you guys. And the issue is very simple. My math was wrong. Which is fine, I guess. Not ideal, but fine. We may have to end up redoing this, but we're going to try not to. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We did that wrong again. It's alright, you guys. We are figuring this out as we go. That's the whole point of this. Okay. So this would be where we would put a marker. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think this will work. I don't know for sure, but I think. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. I think we may have solved the issue. I don't know. This yarn is pretty slippery, so you have to have a tight grip on it, I noticed. So we're back to it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that stitch is way too big. So we're going to redo that. But this looks more correct. Like it looks more like what it needs to be. Not perfect, but it looks like more like what it needs to be. Okay, good. That stitch is still coming out way too big, and I don't know why. Because I'm not leaving any slack, like literally no slack at all. And it's still coming out big. That's big, but better. I'm not going to keep fussing with it. If it doesn't want to go smaller, it's not going to go smaller. It's only going to do what it wants to do. So that's how that's going to go. No, I still just don't like it enough to keep it. I'm sorry, I just don't. We're almost done with this portion of it, and I think we're doing it right. Okay, so we have the chain. If I can get this stitch to be smaller, the top of it will be golden. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be smaller. I think that's better. Let me look. Still ginormous, but better. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I figured out what the issue is, which is great. I figured out what my issue is. This is still a little bit of a big stitch, but I figured out what my issue is. My issue specifically that I was having, here's what the design looks like. The issue that I was having specifically was it says that 60 is divisible by 4. So if you divide 60 by 4, that equals 15. What I took that to mean is there were 15 stitches in between each of my corners. So I was working 15 stitches, working my corner into the 16th stitch. That's not correct math. What really needs to happen is you work 14 stitches in between each corner. And that's how the math goes. But this still is really bugging me and I can't get past it. So I'm gonna keep doing it until I get it. It's really bugging me. And I'm just very particular. I can't stop messing with it. It's really, really bugging me. Like 10 out of 10 bugging me. And if I can't get it to stop bugging me, I can't. Like, the more I look at it, it's bugging. Like, it's still bugging me. So, there, I think we fixed it. So, we no longer need to count. And we might have to undo this because this is all trial and error experiment. I don't know. This is the last time that we're undoing and redoing that particular section, unless we're doing and redoing this whole round. Which, if we undo and redo the whole round, that's for a different. But we don't know if we're doing that yet because, like I said, okay. So that stubborn stitch was being sewn in, and you figured it out. So this is what it looks like. It looks a little interesting because this is the beginning, and you don't really have to like this stitch here is kind of already higher than the beginning. But that's okay because we're just going to work straight into it. That's what we're going to do. So, before we do that though, I need to make sure this is right. Now I'm designing this pattern with you guys live, so we do need to make sure it's right. The way that we're going to do that is by testing it. So, this is obviously not going to be enough square shaping. So we're going to need to do 2 square shaping rounds because we don't want to do too many square shaping rounds, but we definitely don't want to, we want to do enough without being too many. So we could go for one more round, I think, and we'll be going. Because 1 square shaping round is not enough for what I'm doing. So all we're then just going to do is we're going to work this like in the spiral. So we would just put 1 stitch in each stitch until we get to the corner hole, and then we would make the next corner. That's kind of how it starts. So it just flows into the next corner really well, which I really do appreciate. So, which in the start, there's only 2 stitches before we get to the corner. So we're already working the first corner. Now again, we don't want this to end up being too boxy, so 2 square shaping rounds is most likely all we're going to do for this, because we don't want it to be too boxy, but we want it boxy enough to kind of resemble the bag pattern a little bit. And 1 round is not boxy enough. So you can see how more significantly boxy this corner is. But because we're doing it in the round and because we're doing it in spiral, it gets boxy slowly over multiple rounds, which I personally appreciate that because it allows me to incorporate that boxier look without being boxy too early on, which for this I personally like. I think it really starts taking shape and looking boxy after about 3 rounds of square shaping. But we don't want it to get super boxy. We just want it boxy enough to where you can tell that it's boxy, but not to where it's like super defined. For the bag, we did want that. But because this is the hat, we don't want that. So, yeah. And again, for this, there is no joint seam throughout the whole thing. I don't know, there's no joint seam, so. I think this is perfect. I think this is actually perfect. And if you have a slightly bigger head and you need bigger, then you would just up the amount of circle rounds that you did. So you would do like 1 or 2 more, depending on if you had like a larger head or something. And then you would just need to count your round count and then divide that by 4 because every round count is divisible by 4, so it doesn't matter what your round count is. You just need to establish what the round count is. As long as you count and you know what the round count is, you just divide that by 4. And then whatever number that is, minus 1. Because that's how many spaces you need between your corner. So like 60 is divisible by 4 15 times. Or backwards. You know what I mean. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So you don't work 15 stitches and then make your corner. You work your corner in the 15th stitch. So you would make 14 stitches and then work your corner. Which I didn't realize that when I was doing it. So then you just keep doing it just like this. And now we're doing our 3rd corner, which is what we're doing. We're in the groove now, kind of. We weren't in the groove before, but we're kind of more in the groove now. So we're finishing our 3rd corner. That's actually why I like this particular method that I do, because you don't have to chain or slip stitch to get up to the height of the corner at the beginning, or, at any particular point. You just work in spiral like there's no beginning, because there is technically no start and no stop. seam-wise. So what I'm trying to explain is there's no major jump. There's no major height jump, which is nice. So you just keep going until you're done. And I do believe with this particular method, it does mean that the square shaping happens more gradually. But for this particular pattern, you want that. In traditional granny squares, you don't. You want, it to be immediate. But for this, you want gradual square shaping. Because you don't want it to be super duper defined. You want it to be defined enough to be noticeable, but not too defined. Because again, we're not attempting to make a bag. We're just kind of giving it the essence of that pattern, if that makes sense. So that's what we're doing, is just the essence of it. Which is why we don't want it super defined. Now, granted, I could have just skipped the square shaping rounds altogether, but like I said, I really wanted to keep like the essence of the pattern. So to keep the essence of the pattern, I thought the square shaping rounds to a small degree would be required, because then it just wouldn't scream meridian mesh market tote in the form of a hat. Like, it just wouldn't scream that to me. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be thinking that. And I want this hat to kind of remind you of the bag. Just like you could make a hat, a summer hat, where it's a granny square on top and then goes down into a hat, which has been done. Or you could do a flat circle that just has the granny stitch. Same idea, but way different vibe. Way different vibe. This, we want the meridian mesh market tote vibe, not just the thin stitch pattern. So I think we did all four corners of this. We're just going back to the beginning. Yeah, we're just going back to the beginning. So this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like the meridian mesh market tote. If you guys have ever seen my meridian mesh market tote, this is what it looks like. So this is what we're going for. So right now we're just going to the beginning of the round. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I gotta redo this. Let's do this. I need to show you guys what the meridian mesh market tote looks like. You who's watching, because you may have never seen my meridian mesh market tote. I will show that in just a second. I just want to get to the beginning of this round. And I know for me, I'm not going to do more than this many rounds of the square shaping. If we do end up needing it to be larger before we get to the hat part, I will undo the square shaping and then redo the rest of it in circles first. But yeah, I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about here in just a second with the square shaping of this and the square shaping of the bag. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And see, this is the beginning corner, and it just flows into it. There's no like seam. So I'll be right back. I need to go get a bag and show you what the bottom of the bag looks like, because you'll be able to better see what I'm talking about. We're going to use this one. It is a really nice indigo light color. Now, if you don't even know what I'm talking about for pattern, uh, we're designing the meridian mesh bucket hat, which is designed after my meridian mesh market tote. So this is what the tote looks like, unfilled, kind of scrumpled up. So here is what we got going on the bottom. So it turns from that circle into that square that we were talking about. And we want the essence of that square. Without the square, without it being, what's the word? Without it being too square, because we don't want to inadvertently just make a smaller bag. Because when we go up the walls and make the meridian mesh pattern, we don't want it to resemble a bag exactly. We want it to have the shape of what a hat would have, but we also want it to resemble a bag to a degree. So that's why we are doing some square shaping rounds, just enough to make it square, not enough to overdo it. So we have this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. Now, the other ones look more defined just because we haven't worked this stitch yet, but they're not more defined. So this is what we're specifically looking at right here. So you can see how that is similar to the bottom of this. You can see the similarities. It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. So I like this method because there's no join seams. You can work directly in spiral, and you don't have to level up to get to the next corner. This is the beginning, and you just work straight into it. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to determine if I did enough circular rounds before the square shaping, or if it's too small. Because if this is too small, I don't want to add more square shaping rounds, because that's going to make it too square, too boxy, and define it too much, and we're making this into a hat version of the bag. So we don't want more than 2 rounds. I've decided, for aesthetic purposes, 1 round is not defined enough. 2 rounds is good, but we don't want more than 2 rounds of the square shaping. So if this ends up being too small, we need to undo and do 1 or 2 more rounds of the circle part, and then add the 2 rounds of the square shaping. So we're going to test that now. And the way I do it is I do that. I put it on my head. This is the way that I like to do it. The method that works really good for me is I put it on my head, and how much of the head does it cover, right? Because when you think about it, when you go down for the hat part, that's gonna add more to the circumference than you think it is. So you want it to be a little bit smaller. This is a little over half, which is what we want. Because when we do the walls, that's already going to taper in and cover that remaining. You never want the flat part of your hat to be the exact size of the top of your head. Because then when you bring it down to make the walls, it's going to inevitably be too loose. So I say between half to 75% the size of the top of your head. So you just eyeball it. You just put it in the middle and you eyeball it. And honestly, that could be too big. It could be perfect. We're going to find out. And you'll know if it's too big or perfect based on trying it on after you start making the wolf. Basically, what I'm saying is it's definitely not too small. If anything, it could be slightly too big. So we don't know. So we're going to take this out. And we are no longer increasing at all anymore. So we're not going to go straight into the meridian mesh pattern because that puts us at risk of putting post stitches inside of corner spaces, and we don't want that. So the way to mitigate that from happening is to place one stitch into every single space, one in each corner gap and one in each corner stitch. And that's what I did for the bag as well. I did 2 rounds of just plain stitching all the way around. That way we have a solid foundation for the pattern to work into. That is what we are working with. And this actually ends up kind of rounding it out again slightly. Like I said, it gives us the essence of a square without giving us a square. It's like a rounded square. It goes from a spiraled circle into a spiraled square, back into a spiraled circle. So, which I personally feel that this gives the essence of the bag more fully than if I were to just do a circle. Excuse me, because the circle to square shaping part is kind of a signature piece of the bag. It's what makes the bag super unique and super different. I feel like that's a core feature of the design. Hold on, you guys. We will literally have to redo all of that we just did. Oh no, this is totally broken. It is, but it's fine. I just need it to stay there momentarily. You're probably sitting there thinking, what the heck? It's because I did this incorrectly, and I'm just not realizing it. So, because of that, we have to redo it. This whole round has to be redone. That's okay, we fixed the issue. Issue was it was a 2 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, which mathematically doesn't work. So make sure that you don't make that mistake when you make a pattern like this, because that mistake is super crucial. Okay. By the way, this stitch marker is completely broken, but it's still hanging in there. I will replace it. These break easy. The ones I had before did not. I don't know why this one breaks easy, but these particular ones. And the ones I had before came from Witch, so. Okay, so we're working another corner. Corner. Oops, see, we're doing it wrong already. We're already doing it wrong. So we did the corner correctly now. We may have done this incorrectly the whole way. I don't know. One, two, three, four. Oh, actually, no, that doesn't matter because that was the first round. So that is invalid. My thought was invalid, mathematically speaking, and geometry speaking. So we're fine. This is what you guys get. You can see me messing up and redoing in real time. ADHD brain. You know that I make that mistake every time I do this. Like every time I make a bag, I make a mistake. And you would think I didn't. Here we are. Okay, so we're good. This is gonna look really nice. Okay, we do have to make sure we're doing this correctly because it can be easy to do wrong. It's easier to do it wrong than it is to do it right. It's way easier to do it wrong. Okay. And what I mean by that is you have to push your stitches over to get into this first one. and it's one you can't see. You gotta move your stitches over physically. Because the top of that stitch from the increase below is hidden, and it doesn't want to move over easily. And you have to know that with every square shaping yarn you do, there is a hidden stitch. And if you don't do that stitch, you're decreasing. And with 4 corners, because there's 4 of those, so with 4 corners, you're decreasing 4 stitches per round, which isn't good. So we're about to get to the last and final corner. Okay, essentially, what I'm trying to explain is this stitch right here in relation to the corner right here, this one gets hidden once you work your corner. And you still have to work that stitch. So here's what you do. You take your stitches, you work in that corner. So my corner is, for me, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. That's what the corner is for me. But you work over that space to fill the corner, which inevitably hides it. So you just push it over just enough to access it, because you still have to work it, even if it's hidden. And it is. And it's that same stitch is hidden on every corner. I think the only way to bypass that more effectively would, in my personal opinion, if I'm not wrong, would have to be by chaining 2 or 3, which would make the corner holes bigger, which would effectively make it boxier. Yes. Because then it gives you a bigger hole in between the spaces. But I don't like my square shaping yarns to be too boxy, and that would make them more defined and more boxy. So if you like that, then go ahead and chain 2 fairly decent sized chains. Okay. We are completely approaching the beginning, and this stitch marker is broken, barely hanging on. So we are just going to break it off. We're going to work the first stitch. Now, you need a stitch marker for this. Whatever it is you use, you need it, because there's no join seam. You physically can't tell where you start and stop unless you're at the physical beginning. Kind of the only way you can tell. So I'm going to use this one. No guarantees this one's not going to break immediately. Yep, this one looks like it's about to break too. So we won't be using that one either. These aren't good. The ones I like, they're just terrible quality. This one doesn't look ruffled one. There we go. Oops. Got it. So this is the first stitch. Unless you're at the beginning, you can't really tell where your start and stop is. Now, what did I do with my... I put it on the... So that is what we do. Now, we're safe. Or so I think. I don't know. In a full-blown corner. Full-blown corner. Yeah, we should be safe. So now that we've done that, we've tested it's at least... Meaning, it could be the right size. It could be too big. It's not going to be too small, is what I'm saying. It's either the right size or too big. Which would mean we would have to do one round less of the circle if it's too big. And we won't really know until we start making the shape of the hat, which is what we're kind of doing now. So for this particular round, we're just doing one double crochet or one stitch in every stitch. So every corner gets one. So that's what we're doing. And so far that's working. So we're approaching the second corner of this round. And so that's basically what you do. You just keep going around and then we'll see how it measures. And I think it's gonna be perfect. So that's what we're doing. I'm pretty much done going live, you guys. I'm bored. I'm gonna go. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. And you got to see me do this in real time. So yeah, catch you next time. Bye guys.